Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the next video in our series about specific goals. Now, in the first video in this series, I talked all about the background of this series. So if you didn't watch that video, maybe you don't have any finance goals and you didn't think it was important, I'm not gonna repeat myself and go through all of that again, because if you're watching all of them, you don't wanna hear me go through that spiel. So if you want a little bit more color to what this series is and where it came from, I did that at the beginning of the last video. You can watch just the beginning and then jump back into this one. But this video is gonna be all about home and physical space. So I reached out to the community and I asked them for their general tips, what worked, what doesn't work for them related to any goal that they've set related to their house or physical space. So there's a lot of cleaning things, there's a lot of decluttering things. That's kind of the vibe that we're talking about. So let's jump right into the types of goals that people had related to this category. Cleaning routine, declutter, rejuvenate home, I like that word choice, make space for what's important, make home more cozy. I also like that word choice. I feel like this is one of those goals that your word choice could really make an impact. And if you feel like you can't come up with a word to help you define your goal, I always suggest going to a website called a word hippo, and you can put the word that you're kind of thinking about in the website, and it will spit out like words related to it, but it's different than a thesaurus because a thesaurus is very like literal. Word hippo uses a lot more like euphemisms or like things that people actually say when and what they mean when they say those words, as opposed to just like a thesaurus is so like factual. So always recommend checking out, like if you put the word cozy, because you know you want something like that to describe your home goal, but you don't necessarily feel like the word cozy exactly defines it, you pop that word into Word Hippo and you're gonna get a bazillion different options. And then what's cool is if you find another one that's like kind of close, but you're not quite there, you click on that one and then it like refreshes based on that word. Sometimes I go into a rabbit hole, but definitely a website I always recommend when you're working on describing your goals. Okay, back into the types of goals. Paint the kitchen, redo my home office, keep one area clean, regular home maintenance, share the mental load with my husband, I like that goal, finish 10 small projects, so specific, make progress on decluttering my home so it's easier to clean and have company. I love that they included the why for that goal in the goal itself. Find and sign a new lease, stay ahead of Dusty, which is an app that you can use to like help with your house goals and cleaning, get settled into my new apartment, new eavestro, I don't even know if I'm saying that right because I don't actually know what that is, but that's awesome. Get outside space cleaned up, get ready to host friends and family. All right, moving into what worked related to their home and physical space goals. A room a day during the week. I know that there are a lot of cleaning plans that talk about doing one room per day. For some people that really works, and for some people it really doesn't work. You've got to figure out what works best for you. Just like I said in the finance goal, these videos are going to have lots of ideas and suggestions. Take what you need and leave what you don't. This is not all or nothing. This is not exhaustive. This is not you have to do all of these things in order to be successful on this goal. These are options, ideas, and I'm hoping that there is something in here that clicks with you. Having a body double with motivational videos and podcasts, make things smaller, can apply to any goal. Tracking my tasks also can apply to any goal. Going through one space at a time, taking before and after photos, making a master list, breaking them down, and then scheduling time for them. Maybe this is cheating, but I asked my husband to do it. I love that they said that, included that. Picking up something each day, comically small monthly steps, and then the momentum would kick in. I love that one. Focusing on one area per quarter, really focusing on my mindset. I had to let go of a lot of things. Sometimes it's not the practical that's the hard part related to goals. Sometimes it's the mindset blocks. Following my energy, looking at my home as a blessing, daily step of touching one box. I think that was related to like an unpacking goal. Transferred a certain amount in each paycheck to help cover the house costs. Dedicated time on my calendar to work on it. Listen to podcasts related to each space. That's really cool. Assigned small tasks and got our kids involved. I love that one. Always here to ask for help. And then having the mindset that everything needs a place. That's a really good one. It helps for sure when it like a space feeling clean and decluttered. What didn't work related to these goals? I needed to really let go of perfection. Once again, this is something you can apply to every single goal, is letting go of perfection. But especially I think in a place like a home related goal, like you live in it, right? it's never going to be perfect. I always think about when you go on a trip, right? You walk into a hotel room and that is as close to the definition of perfect as you're gonna get from like, maybe not cleanliness, we're not gonna talk about that, but like it just looks perfect when you walk in. And then it always amazes me after like an hour of being in that room, all of a sudden it's not perfect, right? So, somebody sat on the bed, somebody undid the little thing on the soap, right? And all of a sudden it's not perfect because it's being used. Any space that's being used and lived in is never going to be perfect. And so letting go of that for sure key to this goal. Relying on my motivation, I was never actually motivated to clean. I'm gonna be honest, with most goals, you're probably not gonna be mostly motivated to do any of them, and you're going to have systems and momentum and not completely rely on motivation. Letting piles add up, I can see why Dana White says to just put it away. If you don't know who Dana White is, this is perfect time for me to plug. I love her book, Decluttering at the Speed of Life. I think that book is an absolute necessity if decluttering is a goal that you have. I also recently read her book, How to Keep House While Drowning, and I was hesitant because when I read it, I didn't necessarily feel like I was drowning, but I think there's a lot of really good takeaways in this book. If this is a goal that you're prioritizing, highly recommend her books, her podcast. She's got like hundreds of episodes that you can go back and listen to also. Starting too big, not breaking my list down enough, having an all or nothing mindset, making my weekly steps too vague, forgetting that cleaning and decluttering are different things. That is such a good reminder. Cleaning and decluttering are not the same. And it can be tempting to combine them. And it might make sense, depending on the space that you're working on, it might make sense to combine them, but keeping that in mind that you're trying to do both when you're actually scheduling time for that goal. Not including my partner, following a routine that someone else created. I am so glad someone said this because I think that this is a really big issue with this goal. Cleaning routines especially. It's so easy to just literally Google cleaning routine and get thousands upon thousands of results. There are so many different suggestions. And if you are somebody who can follow what somebody else has said easily and it works well for you, that's awesome. And that totally works for some people. But for a lot of people, and myself included, trying to follow somebody else's like cleaning routine list is going to be more harmful than it is helpful. It's going to make you aim for that perfection. It's going to make you feel like you're behind. And so ultimately, figuring out your own routine is going to be more successful, even if it is more work than just like printing off somebody else's routine. It's going to be more successful related to this goal. Not having a deadline. This was in last week's video too, right? And it can be hard, again, with a goal that doesn't have a deadline. This particular goal, I don't necessarily have an expert to recommend for you to create a deadline. I think you could create a deadline on your own by like inviting somebody over to your house, scheduling a party, scheduling company, something like that. As always, if you're a member of the community, I'll be your deadline, right? We can set up a deadline and I can check in with you. But I think for this one, having something scheduled could be your created deadline there. Listening to someone else's suggestions and not following my own gut. Estimating how long things were gonna take. I do feel like this is one of those goals that there are steps that take longer than you think they will. Just the other day I was doing a house project and I was hanging something and I thought, oh, I can do this, during the first part of my daughter's nap and then I'll do this during the second part. And it ended up taking me her entire nap and it was just like, nah, it's just gonna take longer than I think it's going to. Forgetting about it when life gets busy. Especially without a deadline, right? It's easy to kind of push these goals to the side. And then energy levels. Definitely a goal that requires usually a lot more physical energy than some other goals. And so working with your energy levels and being aware of those. And then lastly, just general tips related to these types of goals. So small daily steps help you see progress and stay motivated. Clean first, declutter next time. I find that interesting because I'm better off doing it the other way, but you got to figure out what works for you. Time yourself to see how long things actually take. Look at a space in terms of what I need instead of where to put all the stuff. That's a really interesting take. Focus on the items that are important to you. Small steps. Take lots of photos. Make a vision board. Don't get overwhelmed if it takes you longer than you thought it would. Break the steps down smaller than you think you need. Remember, with big projects, sometimes timelines are not in your control. This is a really good reminder if you're doing like big house type projects. If you haven't used it in a year, trash, sell, or donate. This one hit hard when I was going through these because I have a handful of boxes. We have lived in this house for almost a year, and there are some boxes that I have yet to unpack. Now, some of them are like baby stuff that I knew we would need when we had a second baby. And then some of them are like things that used to be in my office. And I'm like, well, if I didn't touch that in a year, do I actually need it? And I'm gonna start going through those boxes soon. And I'm like, oh, I need to remember that one. Little tiny routines really do make a difference. Ask a friend to come help to be your side-by-side coworker, and don't be embarrassed. I love that one. Be flexible. This is one of those goals that I feel like at some point everybody has to some extent, because we live in a place. And whether it's a big place, a small place, a place you own, a place you rent, you still want your space to feel good. And so if this is a goal that you're prioritizing this year, I hope that I hope that you found this helpful. I also want to make sure that I remind you, just in case this is the only one of these that you're watching, I do have a new free goal mini course with the 4 foundations to achieving your goals. The basics that you've probably heard me talk about on this channel before, but have this mini course in your back pocket when you need to reference those basics. I'll leave the link to grab it in the description box. If you made it all the way to the end, this one's pretty obvious, right? Comment with a little house emoji down in the comments. And I am so excited to hear about all of your house projects and progress over the course of this year. If this video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please click subscribe. We have a couple more videos in this series coming and lots more goal setting content over the rest of the year. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry, I like yelled that. Let me say that again. And so now, at some point, I have like a hair in my mouth. Is helpful? It's not what I meant to say.